Alright. FNA then, brother. Let's do this. It's a game on Lost Temple from the SC Reddit Invitational. We have Fenix versus ROOTminigun. Game 5. It's all tied up at 2v2 when this game happened. And Fenix is a player I have been admiring from afar lately. His play is very admirable. His play is something to strive for sure. So that's why we're watching him today. Just in case you guys haven't watched him play. There he is up there around the 400 APM mark. His opponent, ROOTminigun, don't know anything about him. He's obviously from the Root team, though. And he'll probably Mothership Rush. Mothership Rush with Dark Templars beneath the Mothership. That's his plan. I'm calling it now. This is SaharaDrac, sclegacy.com, as if you didn't know. Please. Please. So pretty early supply depot there. Waiting a bit on the racks. Had to wait a little while between the depot and the racks. Doesn't really make a difference. That racks is going to come out at the same time pretty much no matter what, as long as you don't forget to make that first supply depot in a timely fashion. So there's the refinery on 14. I opted for it on 13. So already I'm starting to... This guy's moving down, man, in ranks. I don't think he's very good at tearing. Forget that he was like number 1 on the top 200 like twice or something for North America. Nah, he sucks. And yeah, got a little bit of the case of the sniffles, but I'll be all right. Don't worry. Don't you worry. So yeah, that's what's going down. You don't see a lot of divergent openings in this matchup. You're going to see the same racks, refinery opening, and the same pylon gateway, cyber gateway kind of opening over here from Protoss and pretty much every TVP you ever watch for the rest of your life. Obviously, that's not true. When Heart of the Swarm comes out, they're going to give Terrans like girl SCVs with little bows on their heads, little pink bows on top of their little SCV suits. And they're going to cost 75 minerals, but they'll have a channeling mind control spell they can cast only on opposing workers. Look, I know a guy at Blizzard. My uncle's dad, like, knows the head director of video games at Blizzard, so trust me. Also, he told me that if you put in an extra credit when you're playing Mortal Kombat 2, Sub-Zero will trip you and then poop on your chest. Yeah, no, it's a secret, but it's in there. Trust me, my dad told me. He works at Radio Shack. He knows everything about video games. So, what was I talking about? Fenix here, opting for just to pump in some Marines out of this racks while he techs up to Starport. Didn't put an add-on on this factory, and then actually throwing down a second racks. And opting for the reactor, so he's going to be getting lots of Marines. And I have been experimenting with new TVP builds because I've been desperately seeking a new TVP build. And I have not been doing well on the ladder. I figured the reset was coming, the ladder reset, so now would be like a pretty good time to kind of try new builds on the ladder and like really experiment, try and expand my game. Stalker coming in here. This actually could cause a bit of trouble, depending on the Marines, but he's just going to opt out, actually. Stalker doesn't want to take any hull damage from these Marines, but yeah, Fenix playing it safe, going to throw down the racks. I mean the bunker, which I believe is a very good call. Not using the factory for anything. He's going quick Banshee with a reactor to Starport, and he's getting a tech lab here, so probably just going to be getting more Marine upgrades. This Stalker already retreated back to the Zelnog Watchtower, but anyways, like I was saying, been experimenting with quick 2 Marauder concussive shell bunker pushes and 2 fact builds and quick Starport rushes and things just to see what works for me, because I already have a TVP build that I really like, but you got to have more than one, And according to ST2 ranks, I'm pretty close to that Master League still. Me losing a lot lately has not helped. I've gone down quite a bit. But my plan is to, after the ladder reset, really work hard on improving my ladder ranking and things like that, just because I think it's cool. And I think being a Master League caster adds a lot of credibility. And that's actually my main motivation, is I want to at least be semi-respected in my gameplay. And this dude is food blocked currently. But yeah, he's just, he doesn't use the factory for anything, really. He's just using it as part of his wall. Opens Banshee. I'm not sure where that Banshee is at the moment. There it is. I was going to say, man, where is this thing? So yeah, he hasn't harassed with Banshee yet. He's just checking all the bases, see if there's any secret business going on. Meantime, Observer here is observing everything. Oh, almost came in range of that Raven. That would have been bad news. So yeah, there's the Fenix. Just kind of chilling for now. Could be doing more work, but we'll see. Yeah, and I have been live streaming. I moved my live stream to Thursdays instead of Wednesdays because I don't know, Thursdays just kind of worked better for me given my schedule. And yeah, I've been doing that. It's been fun. Had some really good games on there. I had this Zerg TVZ where, whew, nice turret placement there. Finishes off the Observer. That was an awesome use of that Raven energy there. TVZ where I completely lost to like this Baneling push, killed all my workers, pretty much wiped out my expansion, and then I was able to claw and scratch my way back into the game and ended up taking like 4 bases and just winning. It was really exciting, actually. IMO. It was exciting for me because I was the one playing it. I don't know. The viewers seem to like it too. So, but yeah, it's SaharaDrac at Ustream. So check it out. I also stream on not Wednesdays. I stream like kind of impromptu, sporadically. There's the extended thermal lance being researched. This Reddit tournament was pre-patch. These replays are kind of old and dated. They're a little crusty. They may be going through menopause. But here's 2 Banshees coming up here. I don't know. No, yeah, that was the same one as before, with a buddy now. Little twin Banshees there. Aren't they cute together? So yeah, he's going to come in now with these 2 Banshees to try and make some magic happen. In the meantime, he's doing a small Marauder Marine expedition. And it looks like he's going to try and divert Protoss's forces over here to the expansion and then strike with the Banshees. Which, now that, as you can see, Protoss does see that. He was a little bit preemptive, but that's the power of warp gates right there. Instantly able to warp in some stalkers to deal with that. And, yeah, that wasn't the most effective distraction ever, this little force here. Didn't really wait long enough for the Protoss forces to really pull themselves away. But regardless, he would have warped in stalkers. Doomed plan from the beginning because warp gates are just that darn powerful. So he's going to opt to try and while he takes his natural, he's already clearing the rocks for his third. He has pretty good vision here, so he's got pretty good warning of things coming. But unfortunately for him, the Xel'Naga Watchtower does not give him vision of this warp prison coming around the northern end of the map. So we're going to see how that goes. In the meantime, just doing some infantry and making a Raven, and yeah, just kind of doing basic stuff, really. I was curious about his opening. I don't know the exact strengths of this opening versus something like, it seems like kind of similar to what I would do, but just more tank-based. But yeah, he was pretty safe in the opening with all those reactored Marines coming out, so that was good. But I do that too. Still not warping anything yet over here to harass us. He's going to chase this force out with the Colossi. And here's a little tank drop with Marauders. That's going to be annoying for this dude to deal with. But Colossi do have the extended thermal lance, so it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, easily handles that. And he does pick up these Marauders here, so that drop, not too great. Oh, if only these Vikings knew. If only these Vikings knew what was up over here. But alas, they don't. These Marines have been expunging a lot of ammunition. Like, This is your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Vote no on Proposition 9. I don't know. Was that the game one? I meant the Proposition 9 about like extra tax hikes for bullets, military funding. So he's pushing out now. Just your basic mix, really. There's nothing too crazy. Okay, he warps in zealots. Oh, and then he's gonna pick them up. Okay. All right, sure, I guess. He's gonna drop these zealots in here now. Tank is right here, but these zealots are gonna get some good hits off, and they do take out this marine, and yeah, he just picks up these two zealots and leaves. So, but yeah, Terran's composition is your basic Protoss army comp. There they go, Viking snipe that down. Tanks, marines, marauders, and Viking banshee business. You know. Nothing too extraordinary happening here, but a very solid all-around composition. And here he goes, playing Terran the way Terran needs to be played, doing a little bit of a hard, I don't want to say hard because there's no turrets, but a little bit of a solidified position while he takes his third. Good stuff. Something that gets an elegant Terran play that gets overlooked too often, I feel. Same time, though, ROOTminigun doing the same exact thing. And Fenix saying, hey, if I'm taking my third, let me see what he's doing. And lo and behold, there's the third being taken by him. I'm not sure who cast this tournament. I think Day 9 may have done this one. I don't quite remember. But actually, yeah, I know he did. So if you want to watch this game with better commentary, go check his out. You know, I do all right, though. I'm fondling myself while I talk to you. I mean, that's got to count for something, right? Sigh. And +1 upgrade, finally getting done for Protoss. Still no upgrades for Terran whatsoever. So, you know, it's hard to squeeze in upgrades again in TVP. I've noticed, like, you always kind of feel like you're on the back foot against the really powerful late game Protoss army. And most of my builds lately have been centered around trying to end the game before like 20 minutes, because I find that trying to fight a Protoss after he gets K'Daron Amulet is an uphill battle, like really difficult. So this observer does see this, and yeah, these stalkers are on top of it. So this drop is going to get stymied pretty easily. And ooh. Stim goes down, but it's not going to be enough. Drop not the most effective. Yeah, these Banshees should have been in here sooner. Banshees are going to go down pretty easily. Definitely took out some forces there with that drop, but I don't think I would call that cost effective. But yeah, like I was saying, ooh, missed a little confrontation over here. But yeah, like I was saying, this replay is a little old, like I said, but in the current builds, like, late game Protoss is just not somewhere you want to ever see with Terran. It's just so hard once that K'Daron Amulet gets upgraded. Man, it's real rough. So, yeah, you'll see a lot of Terrans in TVP these days doing like Polt Prime's build he did in the GSL. He does this all-in-ish, like he pulls like, you know, maybe 6 to 10 SCVs and does this all-in-ish Raven defense drone infantry push and like tries to win with it. You'll see a lot of that these days, I think, until maybe some more balance changes happen. Ooh, nice snipe on this Colossi here. Viking's getting a free kill. But I feel like Terran's really strong against Protoss in the early game, and Protoss is just really strong in the late game. So I think if both those things kind of got evened out a little bit, you'd have a bit more universally dynamic matchup. Just one man's opinion. A lot of Colossi here. Current builds you're going to see these replaced with High Templar more often than not. Colossi are kind of going out of fashion, from what I've witnessed anyways. Not just in my level, but in the pro games as well. So Protoss taking his sexy 4th base. Fenix opting to do the same. Vikings are going to go around here and just see if they can't snipe some more dudes. And no, they don't snipe any Colossi. They do get some shots off before the sentries start firing up at them, but not bringing his tanks here. He's just going to try and poke with this force and maybe try and get some damage done over here where there's a drop happening. There's a confrontation here. 2-point defense drones going down, and the Ravens are a big help as the Vikings just take out a couple Colossi with very little damage done to them. Oh, I really need you to finish that. Okay, there we go. He finishes off the Nexus, so sexy drop there from Fenix while at the same time sniping some Colossi, so good play there. And there it is, folks. There's what every Protoss is all about these days. This upgrade right here, being upgraded, K-Darn Amulet, that's a game winner. That is just a terrifying upgrade to deal with. And yeah, gonna take his 5th base over here in the island. In the meantime, taking this advanced space here. They're both claiming their entire half of the map pretty vehemently. So there's the +2 infantry upgrade going down. Blink, K-Darn Amulet, and just a lot of infantry and whatnot. Look at all these Raxes. Not utilizing the starports too much right now. He's probably going to opt. He's probably guessing that this is enough Vikings to deal with any Colossi, because he'll probably stop making Colossi, which is indeed the case. So good insight there from Fenix to stop making Vikings out of here. I don't know. He's sitting on 1,800. Some medevacs definitely wouldn't hurt. You know, those help against the Psy Storm a lot. You know, don't underestimate medevacs. But he, you know, he knows how to opt. He knows how to use his money effectively. I'm sure too. Although he is getting a little high. Yeah, he just needs to macro. Right now he's focusing on this drop though. He's getting good upgrades going. That's good. And as far as I can tell, this dude's making 10 gateways. Yeah, so that's scary. But yeah, not letting this base get mine. That's a decent play. Scans, doesn't see this. Minigun moving his stuff around. Going to try and flank. These bunkers are empty. He's going to try and hop in these bunkers. Need to get the Vikings in there. Maybe throw down those point defense drones. Storm going down. No ghosts available. Yeah, no ghosts at all to EMP. That's not what he's going to count on at the moment. And unfortunately, right now, I bet he wishes he had made ghosts. Because this force is pushing through here steadily. And yeah, as you can see, here's the power of K-Darn Amulet. As soon as, I mean, it's just amazing the macro power that a good Protoss can do with Warp Gates and K-Darn Amulet. He's going to try and snipe this Nexus here. I don't think it's going to work with these charge lots coming in. No, it's not. Terran forced to re-macro the old-fashioned way, one at a time out of it, whatever buildings he's made. Fancy cheating Protoss, they just re-macro their entire army. Pretty much like clockwork. With 75 starting energy. Might I mention. So yeah. Definitely at this point I'd give the advantage to Minigun. At this point in the game, I would call a Protoss with this many bases and this tech level nigh invincible. Nigh invincible. That doesn't mean invincible, that means almost invincible. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Lots of charge lots being made here. Tank's getting sieged up. Not a lot of infantry out now. I'm not sure where his macro went. Seems like he should have. Storm going down on the tanks. Good bunker usage. But there's a lot of zealots. Vikings landing, trying to take care of business down here, but yeah, it's not going to work. Just and there's Warp Gates in action. See this? That's disgusting. Right there. That is disgusting. K-Darn Amulet is so powerful. I feel like Phoenix's macro really slipped after he lost that. I don't know. Maybe I missed a drop or something, but it feels like he should have had more infantry. Like, he lost that army, and then, like, he didn't have much infantry, like, a minute later. For some reason, like, I don't know if he just went for a lot of tanks, or what happened there. I'm tempted to go back and check. As a matter of fact, let's go back and check, because I am very curious. So, okay, there's a decent amount of infantry. Yeah, these Raxes just aren't producing, and he's up at 1,500, 1,800 minerals and gas. He is maxed on food. I guess right now would be the time. Okay, so that's what happened. He had so many SCVs that he couldn't macro back up a huge infantry army like he had been investing in with his upgrades and stuff. This is where the theory comes in of the true max theory. When he was on 5 bases, he could have sacked his SCVs, made like 6 orbital commands, and then just depended on mules for his mineral income so he could have a big army. A lot of people, sounds silly if you haven't heard it, but a lot of people have been doing it. Slayer's Boxer did it in the most recent DSL, actually, and yeah, it's not a bad idea, because actually Phoenix's 200 supply cap is what really killed him here. Because the Protoss is allowed to have a smaller, more elite army like this. He's allowed to have 80 workers because his High Templar and his Colossi are so strong, his Immortals, things like that. If you're going infantry, you need a lot of that stuff, and unfortunately with these tanks and Vikings eating up a good chunk of food, he wasn't really able to macro up a huge infantry army like he wanted. So yeah, that's what happened there. Good to know. And just going to fast forward to where we were. Okay, fast forwarding. No. Okay, whatever. We'll watch. So there's that push again. This kind of push we already saw. Where there's just simply not enough infantry to deal with all these zealots. Yeah, and the tanks go down pretty easily. What it does do, though, as you can see here, is it freed up a lot of food for Fenix, actually. So he's finally able to macro up some infantry, but unfortunately it's pretty much way too little, way too late at this point. Yeah, he wants to macro up, but yeah, he couldn't do it. So yeah, something to consider. Something to consider with Terran. Because you're sitting on 3,000 minerals, and you're like 200, but 60 of that is workers. Maybe you should spend those minerals on 5 or 6 orbital commands and just to hell with the SCVs. Something I've been considering. I haven't been able to put it into practice yet because I'm scared. But yeah, definitely a sound theory. And yeah, Archon's going down now, and charge lots very good against Marauders, especially when they're +3 charge lots like this. Tearing it 2-1, so just about evening out. So yeah, there's not going to be able to stop this, unfortunately. These units are just going to constantly stream in for Minigun. His economy is kicking it like Van Damme, and Fenix is GGing. So yeah, there you go. Interesting game. Interesting problems to think about in the late game against Protoss. This is a point in the game you never want to see. Say it again. Try and end those TVPs early until maybe some changes happen. That's all. That's my advice for the day. It's been SaharaDrac, sclegacy.com, with my co-host Tom Brokaw. He didn't say anything, but he was here. Yeah, have a good one, guys. Great cast, Danny. Great cast. Thanks, Tom.